So Dr. Todd Kelly is the chair of the Department of Music at Bradley University, where he also serves as professor of trumpet and director of the jazz ensembles. The jazz program at Bradley includes Bradley Jazz Ensemble, the Groove Project, Hilltop Combo, and courses in jazz improvisation, jazz arranging, and American music history. Dr. Kelly maintains a busy performing schedule in the Central Illinois area with the Water Street Stompers, Brazilianaires, the Central Illinois Jazz Orchestra, Soul Situation, and as a freelance jazz and classical musician. He has toured throughout the United States with Indian tablet artist Sandeep Burman. He has also performed with Wayne Newton, Jerry Lewis, Charo, The Fifth Dimension, Leslie Gore, Steve Lipia, Manhattan Steamroller, and the national touring companies of Hairspray, Wicked, Mary Poppins, and the Rat Pack is Back, Billy Elliot, Chicago, White Christmas, Kinky Boots, The Book of Mormon, and La La Land. In the spring of 2013, Dr. Kelly's received the Slane College of Fine Arts Faculty Achievement Award for Excellence in Teaching, and in 2018, he received the Slane Award for Excellence in Scholarship. Just the second faculty member in the history of the college to receive both awards. In 2019 to 2020, Dr. Kelly was artist in residence with the Peoria Symphony Orchestra, performing the American premiere of Ian Hamilton's Concerto for Jazz Trumpet and Orchestra. Todd Kelly is an artist clinician for Conn-Selmer in Elkhart, Indiana. Dr. Kelly?
Well, it's a music thing, so I'll play just a little bit of music here before we start. Turn this on. Well, thank you so much. I really am honored to be here today. Thank you so much for the invitation. And as Leah mentioned, I've been at Bradley for a long time. I think this will be my 28th year, and I'm currently the chair of the Department of Music, which I've been doing for, this will be my 5th year, but I've been teaching trumpet and directing the jazz groups there for a long, long time. Bradley was my first job out of school, and it'll be my last job before I retire. So I feel very, very fortunate to not only be at Bradley, but to have spent my entire career. And Kirsten and I have been able to raise our family here in Peoria. So we're very grateful for that and grateful to be part of this community. So today, I'm going to talk to you about a group called the Central Illinois Jazz Orchestra. So before I even get into this, raise your hand if you have heard the C. Joe play. Raise your hand. So lots of you. I'll just preface all this by saying that keeping a band together is really hard. If I look back 28 years to every band that I was in 28 years ago, this is the only one that's left. Every other band that I played in 28 years ago doesn't exist anymore. So it's really an interesting and unique thing to be able to keep a group of musicians together for any length of time over like a year. And we've managed to do this with the CJO. So I'm going to talk to you about what we are, what kind of how it came about, what we do, what we're about, and then hopefully invite you to come and hear us play, because we're still playing every month. Any chance anyone we get, anytime anyone asks, we're there. So Central Illinois Jazz Orchestra. So first, why do we exist? Well, first, we love big band music. We really love playing this music, and we just can't get enough of it. And we've noticed that people really love hearing big band music too. There's just a power to this music when you hear it live that is a little bit indescribable. I wish I had the band right here. We would play something for you. They couldn't come today. We love to make music with our friends. We're a community group. We're not in this to make money. I don't think anyone playing a big band is actually in it to make money at this point. But we just like to get together and make music we're all friends in that group. We've been long time friends. And we love to share our music with the community. So that's pretty much it. And we also love to mentor and inspire young musicians. So over the years, we've had many young, like high school kids come and sit in with the band, and it's just kind of part of their training. And we've watched some of those kids grow into adults. For instance, our drummer, Jeremy Clark, who's a great drummer, used to sit in with us when he was a kid, and now he's our drummer. And then there are other kids too. Matt Krebner used to sit in with us when he was, and now he's a full-time member of the group. So we look at that as part of our mission in the community, is to help young musicians who are interested in learning about this music, give them a place to play, and in a sort of a non-threatening way. Because, you know, we're not on a concert stage or anything. They can just come and sit and play and learn. And it's fun. That's actually the main reason. I think that's the reason that we're still together after 28 years, is we're actually still having fun. We have not had a single fist fight on the bandstand. No one has left because of artistic differences. We have had a couple of chair fights, but those were that was outside of the venue. I'm just kidding about that. Okay. So our roots, how did this whole thing come about? It actually started about 2 months before I moved to Peoria in 1998. Spring of 1998, we played our first gig in March. It was interesting. This is the brainchild of Carl Anderson, who many of you know. He ran Kidder Music for many years and is now a full-time member of our faculty at Bradley, where he's our music business professor. He and a gentleman named Scott Jones got together and said, what if we put together a big band and we just invited people we like and people that are friends. Let's see if we can do it. Now you have to remember that 1998, this is when that swing renaissance was going on, like with the Brian Setzer band and Jump, Jive, and Wail and all that. Remember all that? Yeah, right when I started Bradley, that was a big deal. We used to have swing dances. Well, this was at the height of that. So the timing was really good, and believe it or not, the person who gave them a place to play was Al Zuccarini. Because the first place that they played at was called the Millennium. The original name of the group was the New Millennium Big Band. And they used to play there weekly when they first get started. There were so many people interested. There was all these swing dance clubs, and they would show up, and the place was just packed with dancers all the time. I joined the band in June. As soon as I got to town, Carl called me and said, hey, I've got a big band. You want to play? I'm like, I'm in. So I started on like their, I don't know, 5th or 6th gig maybe, and I've been a member ever since. And the original venue was the Millennium, which was downtown attached to Big House. And that's where we played. And they would make us Italian food, and we'd play it 2 sets, and between sets we'd have a bunch of Italian food, and dancers would come. It was really fun. High times for the band. In 2003, we actually took the band to Europe, and we performed at some major jazz festivals. That was a really great time for the band. Performed at the Vienne Jazz Festival in France, the Brienz Jazz Festival in Switzerland, and the Montreux Jazz Festival was probably the world's most famous international jazz festival. We performed there in 2003. We are a kicks band, and lots of communities have kicks bands, and I'm going to tell you what that is. So there we are. A kicks band is a non-audition group, meaning that we just invite people to come and play with us. We don't have any requirement for we have to listen to you play before we let you in. We're not that kind of band. Typically made up of semi-professional musicians. We have lots of teachers, doctors, lawyers, business people. Some are professional musicians, but honestly, in Peoria, there aren't too many full-time professional musicians, let's face it. But there are lots of people playing lots of gigs that are doing other things. So we're a community group. We never rehearse, which is nice because no one actually really loves to rehearse. Just to be honest with you, if I started calling rehearsals on Sundays or something, half the band would quit. They just don't want to do it. They just want to show up and play and collect their free pizza. That's pretty much what we're doing. We're typically paid very little, if anything, and no one in this band is making any money doing it. We just don't care. It's fine. There is no way that any venue can afford to pay a 16-piece big band. I mean, right? Even if you're paying everyone $50, you're into it $800. It's just not going to happen. So we have just typically just showed up at places. We're just happy to have a room and an audience, and we start playing. And it's just a place for friends to gather and share their love of music together. Uh-oh. Let's get rid of that. Man, I'm bad with these animations. Okay. So our various homes through the years, we've been through a lot of places. And by the way, as you look at this list, you'll notice that at least 2/3 of them are now out of business. And I'm not sure if we had anything to do with that, but I suspect we did. So we were at the Millennium for 2 years. And I think that place closed, was what happened. And then we were kind of floundering for a little bit, trying to find a new place to play. And we were out of business for a couple of months, so we figured that. And then we discovered that we could play at the Peoria Pizza Works. And we played there for at least 10 years. I may be wrong on that figure. We were there for a long time. And that was a great place for us. They were really nice to us. They gave us pizza, but it was really small. And every time we showed up for a gig, we had to come. The first thing we had to do was move this giant candy machine out of the way where the band set up. And this thing weighed more than my car. It would take like 6 of us just to drag that thing out of the way. And then we'd set up in this tiny, tiny little space where we barely fit. But we did that for a decade. And we played I think at that point we were every 2 weeks. We played every 2 weeks on a Wednesday night. Since then, we've gone to monthly, just because 2 weeks was getting a bit hard on everyone moving equipment. So we were there for 10 full years. But at that, we were starting to the crowd was starting to dwindle out there. It started to get to the point where there were more people in the band than there were in the audience, and that probably wasn't a good thing. And part of that was just the location. So then we moved to Eamon Patrick's, where my friend Marianne Fahey ran that place. We played 1 gig, and then they went out of business. And so I'm pretty sure what happened there. She doesn't talk to me anymore. 1 gig at Eamon Patrick's. We were like, this is the place. Nope. And then we were at the Field House for 8 years. Now that was a great spot for us because it was right next to campus. So all the Bradley music students would come. And that place was packed every time we played. It was really nice. And what kind of put an end to that was COVID. Because after COVID, they decided not to have live music anymore. And so during those COVID years, of course, we went a couple of years where we didn't play at all. And we didn't have a home. And we were hoping that after COVID, we would come back to the Field House, but they just never resumed live music. So we're searching around again after we put another place out of business. And they did go out of business about a year ago. And I love that place, by the way, and I love their owners. It was such a great spot for us. That was the best long-term spot that we ever had to play. Then, you remember the Broadway Lounge? Yeah, Andy Driscoll's place downtown. That was a beautiful venue. Loved it. And that lasted about a year, and then they went out of business. Dang it. Then we were at Kenny's for about a year. Now, Kenny's is kind of funny. It was like returning to our roots. Not really, but that's what was Eamon Patrick's. Now it's Kenny's West Side Pub. We played there for about a year, but then they kept having a lot of karaoke nights right on top of it. So we just decided we're not going to be displaced by karaoke. So we moved out of there, and now we are at the 3300 Event Center. Does everyone know what that place is? It's the former Second Chance. It's not that far from here. What a beautiful room. What a cool place. We have full sound reinforcements, and there's a dance floor. So we play there the first Wednesday of every month from 7 to 9. We'll be there on September 3rd. Please come out. And it really is a fun way to spend a Wednesday evening. And we played in various other venues for about 27 years. We are a band for hire, although us getting hired is not that easy. But we did actually last month. I was in June, we played at the Peoria Riverfront Museum as part of their Thursday night concert series, and that was really a lot of fun. So every once in a while, we're out doing other kinds of gigs as well. And I mentioned the Europe trip. Our directors, so Carl Anderson, Scott Jones were our founders. Scott Jones, by the way, is a trombone player. He's now the athletic director at Morton High School. Doesn't play his trombone anymore, but he was one of the founders of the group. And a lot of you know Carl, because he's just been a really important member of the music community in Peoria for a long time. And then yours truly, I've been the music director since 2003. Music director just means that basically I'm the one that has to put together the set list. That's pretty much it. So it sounds pretty glamorous, but it's not that glamorous. But I do love it. And then we have folks in the band that take care of a variety of tasks. We have one person who brings the books. And by the way, if you've ever seen a set of big band books for a 60-piece band, it is 4 cases. Each book is this thick. It's like 300 charts, and then they are heavy. It is a big task to move our music around. All of our equipment, it's a big task. So, and we're completely self-contained. We own our own sound equipment, our own books, our own stands, our own shirts, and everything. So our business model is this. In 2003, we became a 501c3. So we're officially a nonprofit organization, which is appropriate because we don't make any profit. No one makes anything. And at that time, I mentioned we were the New Millennium Big Band. We changed our name to the Central Illinois Jazz Orchestra in 2003, and that's the year that I became the music director of the group. Also the same year that we took the group to Europe. We actually had some discussions at that time of doing kind of a Peoria Symphony kind of model with a subscription series and auditions and a board of directors. And that was met with a resounding forget it from everyone in the group. Everyone really likes the way it is. It's very low maintenance. All you have to do is show up, open your book, and play. And so everyone likes that about this group. It's just easy. No rehearsals, show up, play, have fun, go home, forget about it. And when we do make profits, we just put them into the band. We buy new shirts. This is the new set of shirts we just bought. We buy new charts. I mentioned there were like 300 charts in that book. About 100 of them belong to Bradley. I really, when I retire, I'm going to have to pull all those charts out of the book, and that's going to be the end of it. So, and then what's next for us? Well, first of all, we're the longest running big band in the area. We've seen others come and go. I'm not sure how long the Caterpillar Big Band might be giving us a run for the money too, in terms of longevity. But we've been together this is our 28th year, and I bet we'll go another 28, no problem. Probably 5 or 6 of the members of the band are original members still. George Graves was an original member, Ted Wanick, Carl, Bill Anderson. These are all original members from 1998 that are still in the band and still love it. We will continue to play every month as long as we have a room. We're going to continue to mentor young musicians, encourage them to sit in with us. I have a young trumpet student now who's going to be sitting in with us on the September gig because I want to give him a chance to play with some professionals. What a great opportunity for him. We'll continue to play music that is accessible and fun. One thing about our group is we specifically choose music that people like to hear. So we're not going to go off on 27-minute long flights of fancy. Where everyone's going, what is this exactly? It's going to be like, oh, In the Mood, I know that one. so our music is very listenable, very danceable, and I think that's probably why we've been popular over the years. It's just fun to listen to us. We're for hire. Mention that. And we're in the early planning stages of a second trip to Europe, which we'll probably do right around the time that I retire, which is not too long from now. So that's what's going on with the Central Illinois Jazz Orchestra. I've been grateful to be part of this for so many years because we have so many close friendships that have come out of that band. We've played a lot of great music. We've played a lot of great gigs, and we've made a lot of people happy with our music. So that is us. I'm happy to entertain some questions about this group if you would like to ask. Here comes the mic.
Do any of the members ever ask you to add to the songbook? And if so, what kind of songs have you added recently?
Yeah, so I get those requests from especially Ted Wanick. I just got an email from him yesterday asking me to add 3 charts. And a lot of them are, when they ask to add charts, they're usually asking me to add things that are, it's usually not something brand new. It's usually something that they like from Glenn Miller Band or from Tommy Dorsey or from Count Basie or something. And usually I can find them. Usually I'll have them in my library at Bradley or someone will have them. So yeah, we do. I mean, 300 charts. It's been, and we've pulled 100 charts out of there too. So we keep, as we add more music in, sometimes we just pull out old charts that we're not playing anymore. So yes, that's a good question. Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like you're kind of loosely organized.
Yeah.
So anybody can show up to play?
No, no,
Okay.
we have regular members, but like for instance, we've got a gig on September 3rd. All of my regular trumpets are there. 2 of the trombones are going to be subs. There's 1 sub in the sax section. So we have kind of a steady group, and then we have a list of subs too. But anyone is always welcome to show up with their instrument and sit in. Doesn't mean they play the whole gig, but they can sit in with us on a couple
What
of
if they aren't any good?
We let them sit in anyway. We're not trying to get a recording contract or tour or anything. We're just a place for people to go to play music. So we're happy. I mean, we have high school kids sitting that can't quite handle it. It doesn't matter. No one's getting hurt. You know, it's better for that student to get that experience than for us to worry about how well they play. Yes.
Thank you, Julie. How much are you for hire?
Pizza.
Not you.
Is that the band? Well, usually, honestly, you know, the guys in the band actually never expect to be paid. Like, so if they show up for a gig and they get paid, they're like, oh my God, what? $50? I can retire early. So, I mean, typically, like I think the last couple of gigs we've done for like $1,000 for the whole band, which is not much. Ideally, you know, if I'm booking like a smaller group, like on a professional gig, I would want like $200 per person. But you can imagine if I tried to hire out to see Joe for $3,200, it's just not going to happen. So usually $1,000 will get us.
Am I on the air?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dick Marshall
Yep, my friend.
is a member of this club, and he's laid up over your home, but he asked that I say hello for all of us to you. And I would also add, I had the pleasure of being in the audience the night down at the museum.
Yes.
Once again, I would encourage all of us to show up. That was a first-rate show.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of downplaying it a little bit, but it is a really good band.
Yeah.
I mean, it always sounds good. And people do really like what we're hearing. And by the way, Dick has just been a friend for many years, and I'm so thank you for sharing that. I should have mentioned this before, the support that we've gotten over the years from the Central Illinois Jazz Society has been just amazing. We play at their events at least once a year. We're there playing as a featured group, and that Central Illinois Jazz Society is it's a gift to our community, and we're lucky to have them.